Hi and welcome to another edition of Turf Moor. Today we're at Bamber Bridge Football Club, where a host of ex-Clarets lace up once again for the Len Johnrose charity match to raise awareness for motor neuron disease. Here's what else is coming up on today's show. Ben Mee and Jack Cork join a recipe for success at the opening of the Burnley Community Kitchen. We catch up with the women's team and manager Matt B following an impressive start to the season. And Clarets defender Ben Gibson gives us an update on his return from injury. It's no secret that Burnley Football Club have great ties with the community, and the latest example of this came when Ben Mee and Jack Cork attended the Burnley Community Kitchen for the grand opening.
I'm thinking of a series, Corky in the Kitchen. How would that work on BBC One on a Saturday morning?
I don't think that's the best. I don't think you get many viewers for that. I don't think it's... it's been fun, but I don't think, judging what my pieces turn out, it's going to be that popular. Listening to everyone talk and statistics everyone's been saying, it's a great project for the football club and everyone in the community to be involved with. And I think you don't realise how bad it can be for people in some areas sometimes, and for us to be in a position where we can help out as a club and as a team, and I think it's great that they can contribute to projects like this in the area. So
Yourself and Ben bought some food today as well. So again, as you said, just giving a little bit back.
Yeah, it was Ben's idea really to try and bring some food down and see if we could help out a little bit, and I think maybe talking about it more, we can maybe help out a little bit more with projects like this personally, and it could help make a big difference. And it's coming down and seeing it does help you understand what it's like. So.
Paul, I know you won't take all the credit, but I know you've been a driving force behind it. How proud are you today to stand here and see everybody's work come to fruition?
I'm hugely proud, but it's not about me, it's not about us as an organisation, it's about us using the power of the brand of the Burnley Football Club locally and being that glue that's managed to bring all these organisations together. The support we've got is just incredible, and that's what today was about. It's an opportunity to bring them all in, show them the finished article, because a lot of them have not seen it since it was almost derelict, and came in and did their little bit, and they've not been back to see it finished. So it's an opportunity to show them that and to say thank you to them. Our aim is when people come in is to understand their need and why they need that support, and we can then signpost them to organisations who can help them improve their circumstances, whether it's one of our other community programmes or whether it's one of our partner organisations that can provide that support. But the aim is really to try and help them to get off the need of food bank.
On for a smiley face, but...
Oh yeah. I like that.
Yeah, we'll go half each. You get on the top, and then we'll swap. I think I can slide. Yeah, get on there. I'll go. Yeah, all right.
A bit longer?
That's all right. Everyone's out now. It's all right. Where's Ben? I feel like it's all on me. Needs a bit longer, doesn't it?
Spot on.
Yeah.
Feature in
Right.
the
I
face.
think it's the worst circle out of everyone's, isn't it?
I suppose the message is you're open for business.
We're open for business, yeah. If there's anybody in need, come down. We'll try and help. If there's any organisations that want to get involved, the door's still open, so come down and get involved.
Goal scorer for Burnley, number 9, Gareth Taylor.
it's been a brilliant turnout from everyone involved, all the Burnley lads, all the Swansea boys, and obviously the supporters as well that have brought in a bit of cash for Lenny. So it's been a great day, despite the result.
Yeah. It wasn't about the result, but great to see the dress.
Just like them playing for one of the stands teams, wasn't it? It was a bit of a roller coaster. Yeah, lost count of the score in the end. Like probably about 7 or 8 games we had understand, wasn't it? But no, it's great to be here. Like Steve said, we've had a great time, and yeah, I think that the age killed us in the end, wasn't it? We were a very old team and we haven't aged well, but just great to be here. Thanks for everyone and coming and seeing a few old faces, and unbelievably we've had the sun out. So yeah, that's
Lancashire.
Nice, yeah, that is unbelievable. On the way up it was raining hard and I thought, oh, here we go, it's a shame for Lenny, but in the end, yeah, lovely day.
Great effort, but a bit unfair of them to bring Lee Trundle and Robinson and Leon Britton, who played in the Premier League last season.
I know, and their own linesman as well.
Just lastly, Steve, it's about Lenny and supporting Lenny today and the trust moving forward. I know you've put a lot of work in, but that's the important message about today.
Yeah, of course. I mean, everyone's devastated with the news for Lenny, but typical of Lenny, really battles on, faces everything head on, like he did in his career. You know, we're doing a little bit for him, and hopefully we've raised a lot of money to help with his trust, and also to help his family as well, because he's got some battles ahead of him, but he's a strong man and he'll face them head on, like I said.
Great to see you both back in the Burnley shirt. Well done, lads, and thank you.
Cheers.
Yeah,
thank you. Cheers, boys.
Following their promotion last season, the Burnley FC Women's team have continued their impressive form into the new campaign, with 7 wins out of 9 taking them top of the table. We caught up with Matt B to find out about the recent success.
My role was and the task I was given was very much to try and get the women's team to catch up and to make sure that the standards that are reflected by Sean Dyche and everyone at the club in the lads' side of the game is transferring across into the women's game.
You mentioned Sean Dyche there, and you're hiding it well, but you look like you've got that ginger hair under there that matches the Sean Dyche look. Tell us a little bit about your credentials, Matt. How do you get to be in this situation, managing this team?
Okay, so like I say, I joined the club in October 2016, and before that, my background was working in the academy game with the lads, and also my background in the women's game. I was running the Lincoln University women's team, and I was also involved with the FA Girls Centre of Excellence, so working with the girls as part of the England talent pathway and trying to progress them through into the England training squads, and that was where it started for me with the women's game. So I was working as a coach there, trying to refine my coaching ability, trying to refine my philosophy, and then when the opportunity came up here, I just felt as though it was a club that was a really good step for me, and I'm proud to be here. I'm proud to be working as hard as I can to try and make sure that we keep developing this club in the best possible way.
Tell us about your journey. How did you get involved? Because you were playing locally for Accrington at one stage, weren't you?
Yeah, I started playing for Accrington, and then obviously wanted to play for Burnley because it's a club that I support. So I came down to a training session and it was really professional. Thought the standard was really good, so signed on.
Did you command a transfer fee?
No.
Maybe that's to come in years to come. But the likes of Manchester City especially have sort of risen the bar for women's football. Arsenal, Liverpool, all the big clubs now have got the women's teams. Burnley have started at a relatively low standard, but it's been a meteoric rise for the group, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has, and we're just getting better and better, and the group of girls are just so close, and everyone just wants to progress with the club.
So Matt, tell me, how important was it for the ladies team to come under the umbrella of Burnley FC in the community? Because without being disrespectful, they were probably drifting a little bit before that happened, but the union seems to have worked really well for everybody.
Yeah, I think before the community department obviously took the club under its wing, I think it was one where it was probably, like you say, it probably was drifting a bit. The players got to wear the badge and the kit, but other than that, the infrastructure certainly needed developing. And I think for it to be in-house now is vital, because it underpins our whole female football pathway here. The community department, we're trying to do a lot to support the girls' game locally. And it obviously makes sense that the club, the women's first team, is the top of that infrastructure. So I think for me, all the support of what we can get from that department. Neil Hart, our chief executive, is passionate about the women's game, and his background has been in the women's game previously as well. So he knows what it takes to support a women's team and to get it to the top level. So I think it's really important that that we've got that support and that we've got that buy-in from the community department, but also from the club itself as well. I think everyone's
wearing that badge is important, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, you know, a lot of our players, we've got a squad where a lot of the players will be at the turf on a Saturday. You know, they want to support the team, they want to see the team do well, and I think, you know, if anything, you know, I probably don't need to say too much to some of them players, because wearing that badge, they're going to run through a brick wall for this club, because it means so much to them. So I think, you know, the whole setup really over the last 2 years has bought into this and has really allowed the team to progress. And I think, you know, my job is to try and make sure that we keep getting the best from everyone and that we keep supporting it in the best possible way.
So Sarah, great to see you. What's your involvement with the team? How did that come about?
Actually, the captain, Joe Holt, asked me to play. It must have been about 4 or 5 years ago now, and I played at a pretty good standard with City Women at the time, and then she asked me to come and help out here. And I wasn't going to play anymore, but I decided I'd come back and try it again, and now I love it, and I wouldn't stop playing for anything.
I suppose if the captain's asking you to play, you know,
That's
you're going to get in the side, don't you?
Well, yeah. Don't know about that, but she's a good friend of mine as well, and obviously I enjoy playing. Like, one of the main things for me is playing with my best friends, and I love it.
Well, Joe, you're the captain of Burnley Ladies.
Indeed I am.
Tell me about your involvement with this team.
My involvement with this team goes back an awful long way. I started playing at Burnley when I was 18 and played at Burnley till I was about 24. And then the team that I was involved in folded, so I moved to a club playing in the National League for 10 years. And then my job got, so I was struggling with the commitment of National League football at the time. Came back to Burnley where all my friends were, so I've probably been back at Burnley for about 7 or 8 years now. It's been lovely to see the growth in the club during that time, from way back when to now.
Tell us a little bit about that, because the change in the club now from what it was back then must be remarkable.
Yeah, I think there's a phenomenal difference, particularly in the last few years. I think with the professionalism of the coaches and the setup that we've got now at the club, I think there's a different mentality amongst the girls as well in terms of their kind of aspirations for the club. You know, we've got young girls that are coming through that really want to play at that top level and get that experience of playing at that level, which is fantastic.
It's fair to say, I guess, that he did start at quite a low bar. You've raised that bar substantially. Promotion immediately almost was a real feather in the cap. The FA Cup run got a bit of kudos and got a bit of publicity for what's been happening here. And now there's a real buzz about the women's team, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. So, like you say, it was a pretty, you know, a low level, if you want to call it that, to start with. You know, we had to pick the team up and make sure that, you know, initially my philosophy in line with the clubs was there, and, you know, I've not got any problem in admitting that, you know, a lot of what Sean Dyche is doing has stuck with me. Now, I was lucky enough to see him talk at a conference in 2013, so before I was even at Burnley, and some of the principles that he said around, you know, hard work, the values that he's brought here is something that stuck with me, and that's something that in my first season, that was about getting those values across to the players whilst developing them tactically as well. But then last season was the big one, and like you say, you know, we had a great FA Cup run, which was massive in increasing the publicity, because for the women's game, if you're in the lower leagues, you don't get as much, certainly on the social media and on the TV, that type of stuff. So the FA Cup run was massive, and it created a real good buzz about the place. And then on top of that, it was about making sure that in the league we got promotion. You know, that was an absolute must, and that was a pressure that I embraced and that I tried to get the players to embrace as well, because we knew we had to get promoted last season. You know, only one went up out that division, so we had to work as hard as possible, which we all did, and obviously got ourselves into the National League, which it's an exciting time in the women's game with the way the FA have reformed those leagues, and for us to be in the new format of the National League is something that all the players should be proud of. And, you know, it's fantastic to see people coming down to watch us at Padium, you know, and hopefully over the next few months in the season more Burnley fans will come down.
And you've got a final message to Burnley fans out there who may not know too much about Burnley Ladies and what you've achieved and what you're about. What would you say to them?
Well, I'm a massive Burnley fan myself. I'm a season ticket holder at Turf Moor, so I know what the men's team means to the people of our town. So it would be really nice if they could take us under their wing and follow our results and come along to some of the games, and hopefully enjoy seeing the young girls of Burnley really expressing themselves and playing at a good level.
I'm sure we all wish you well.
Thank you very much.
Joe.
scorer for Burnley, number 30, John Mullin.
Proud to be back in the Swansea dugout, but equally competing against this man.
Yeah, very enjoyable, great turnout, fantastic day, and everything's been spectacularly right for Lenny. I'm sure he's enjoyed it. Our lads have loved the game, obviously, because camaraderie in the dressing room is something they miss, and I can imagine the same in with Stan as well. So,
Well, roll back the air stand, that wasn't a bad side. Did that bring back a few memories?
Well, it does, but it was for a good cause, as Bryce says, and that's the main thing. It was a fantastic turnout, and I think Lenny will be really pleased.
It is about Lenny today.
Yes.
Just quick thoughts on Lenny as a player first, Stan?
Well, only thing I could say is that he's a man, so I think that covers everything.
And for you as well, because you signed him at a difficult time for Swansea City, and between you and the rest of the lads, you turned that club around.
yes, I added to what Stan said. Basically, he was a warhorse, and he's one of them that every manager, probably in every league, would want a Len Johnrose in their team, and there's no bigger compliment than that.
Last word to you, Stan, because you managed Lenny at Bury
Yes.
and at Burnley. He's a fight in his hands now, but he's a fighter.
Absolutely. I mean, he's handled it so well. I knew about it some time ago because he rang me to tell me, but it's very difficult. Anyhow.
We wish him well, and
Yes.
thanks for your efforts today, chaps, and it's been a tremendous day.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Goal scorer for Burnley, number 20, Robbie Blake.
After joining in the summer and making his debut in the Europa League, defender Ben Gibson's season was halted by a hernia injury. We caught up with the defender, who is focused on his return and insists there's more to come.
Gibbo, we've missed you. First question, how are you doing?
Yeah, good. Getting there. Obviously, really frustrating start. Not the start you'd ever want coming to a new football club, and you want to come, make your mark, show everyone, show the players, the fans, the manager, the coaching staff what I can do, and I haven't really been able to do that. So, just really looking forward to getting back out there and fighting for my place and helping the club achieve what we want to achieve.
And you've had a bit of bad luck, because I know you worked hard, thought you got yourself back into 23s, and then just another little setback as you just delayed it a little bit longer.
Yeah, I mean, we had the option really to keep persisting with it, keep trying, but it didn't make sense. It made sense to correct it, hopefully put it to bed once and for all, and then I can perform at the highest level I can do. So, as I say, we're really close now. It's been a really tough start, very frustrating, but one that we're hopefully coming to the end of, and I can now start looking forward to making my mark for the football club. You've always got to look forward. What's done is done. Injuries happen in football. It's nothing I can control. Believe me, I do everything as properly and as hard as I can. I've put in so many hours in the gym. My nutrition's good, I believe. I do everything I can to keep myself on the pitch, and it's maybe come at a bad time, because no injuries ever come at a good time. It's come at a bad time that I signed for a new football club, and as I say, I was just desperate to get going. But that's in the past. It's happened. Now it's on to getting fit and helping the team.
You did have a little taste in the Europa League, a mixed bag, of course, but how much did you enjoy that experience?
Yeah, well, not so much the second game, as we say, we covered that one, but the first game was brilliant. My debut at Turf Moor, fantastic performance, good solid game. They were a good team. We dug in, kept a clean sheet, and Corky scored a sublime goal at the end to qualify in extra time. So that mixed with the sort of down and the negative of Olympiacos, but that's football. As I say, that's not a regular occurrence, I hope, moving forward, and it's something that I'm looking forward to putting right. All that sort of mixed together combined for a really tough start for me. Something I've never experienced, but it's something that will only make me stronger, and something I'm looking forward to putting behind me and using as motivation to get back fit, get out there and help the team.
I know you've been as supportive of the lads as possible. Again, a fairly tricky start, but I know you've been willing them to do well, and I suppose that adds to it, that you want to be out there actually helping them and sort of get through it.
Yeah, you come here for that price. You come here with expectation. I want to help all the lads out there, and the lads have been fantastic with me, as have everyone, the medical staff, the coaching staff, the manager. They've all been great. They've said, look, take your time, get yourself right. Come back when you're fully fit, and they've all been talking to me. The lads have been brilliant every day, asking me how it is, how you're feeling, don't worry. So I couldn't have asked to have been been brought into and introduced to a better bunch of people as well as footballers. So as I say, I'm really looking forward to helping them, getting to know them properly, because whilst you're injured you feel like you can't really do that, but whilst that, I also need to thank them for the patience, really.
Yeah, good. So you feel part of it. I know the real thing's running out there with that shirt on your back, but you started to feel part of it, and as a Burnley player, as best as you can.
Yeah, definitely. And as I say, that there's no more anyone could have done. That's just the remaining last bit. You sign for Burnley because I want to play for Burnley. I want to play every minute of every game. I want to play at Turf Moor. I want to impress the fans, the manager. You want to do all of that. So when that opportunity is taken away from you, that's difficult. But as I say, that's hopefully in the past now. We're coming to an end. The rehab's going really well. I'm feeling quick and strong. And as I said, just hopefully we're going to get over the line and be back out there to help them really soon.
So not a million miles away, just watching from a distance, 0-0 draw at Leicester, a good building block to kick on for the next part of the season.
Yeah, definitely. I think we got back to what I know Burnley Football Club to be, very strong, resolute, and what I've seen the lads to be when we've had our success this season. That's what it's been based on, and that looked more like us. I know the players have said that it was more like us. That's how it seemed to me. Really together, tight, hard to beat, and even threatening on the break. So, as I say, a good point. Now we have time to reflect and think about what's gone on in the past few weeks since the last international break, and move forward and move to be better as a team.
And historically, in the football calendar, December, January, busy time. You'd love to be in and around it then to hopefully get that chance and get playing.
That's it. Lots of games, lots of minutes. People do pick up injuries, cards, suspensions, whatever it may be. So the more players we can have fit as a full squad, the better. And as I say, what a great time. The festive period's fantastic. That's what's coming. It's the best time to play football. Everyone's buzzing. Everyone can't wait to get the games, and you can soon get on a run. So hopefully we'll come back refreshed from the break. Hopefully I'll be a part of it, and physically that everything will be okay, and we'll be able to kick on. We'll get one result, and that'll roll into 2 and 3. So fingers crossed.
We're looking forward to seeing you back, Gibbo. Thanks for your time.
Cheers, Pete. Thank you.
Lenny, absolutely lovely to see you. First question, and all the Burnley supporters, I want to know, how are you?
I'm not bad. Physically, things are deteriorating, but I've sort of got my head around all that now. So it's the mental state which is more important for me, and mentally I'm absolutely brilliant. Generally, because of all the support that I've had, has really lifted my spirits. So yeah, I'm not too bad, thank you. We're doing all right.
What about today? It's about yourself, but it's about football as well. The lads are back here today, Swansea and Burnley, 2 clubs close to your heart.
Oh yeah, very, very close to my heart. And I was in the Burnley dressing room for half an hour. It's just like, does that back 20 years, it's like nothing's changed. Everyone's still having a go at everybody else. The management are getting stick, and it's just a brilliant atmosphere. Like I said, it's just zapping back a few years. I went in the Swansea dressing room, very similar as well. Everyone a little bit quieter in there, to be honest, a little bit quieter. But yeah, it's great, and I think it's good for the players as well. They seem to have really enjoyed sort of meeting up and with everybody else and catching up. So it's going to be a great occasion.
Yeah, I know everybody would move heaven and earth to be with you today, Lenny. But it's great to see so many here. I know Glenn and Robbie Blake set off at 5 o'clock this morning, I think, and they all want to be here. And it's just about a full squad from that promotion team, and it's not a bad squad.
It's a brilliant squad, I mean, joking apart, looking at the lineup, we've sort of got Andy Payton who can't get in the team.
I know it's Stan's blaming Sam Ellis for that one, isn't it?
He is. So I think that's hilarious. But yeah, they've just travelled length and breadth of the country, which is fantastic. The Swansea boys obviously made the trip from South Wales. Some of them are all over the place. So it really, really means a lot. And you kind of don't realise, you sort of lose touch with a lot of players. I've kept in touch with maybe Westy from those days, and sort of Rob Matthews, maybe Coxey, but the other lads who got together have been absolutely brilliant, and like I say, it's like we've never been away.
And lastly, it'll be a big turnout today. People showing their support and their love for you, and as you say, a great day, and everybody wishes you well.
Yeah, they really do, and like I said, the support that I've had ever since I sort of came public with the illness has been phenomenal. It really is sort of overwhelming. People who I've not known have come up to me in the street and stuff like that, and I don't know how many's going to be here today, but however many turn up, I obviously appreciate each and every one of them.
Well, that's it for this edition of Turf Moor. Thanks to Bamber Bridge Football Club for hosting us for today's charity event. Back to football for Burnley. It's Newcastle next up on Monday Night Football in a repeat of last season's fixture. Can history repeat itself? See you soon.
Good evening and welcome. Burnley face Newcastle United. Monday Night Football at Turf Moor. Burnley boss Sean Dyche celebrating 5 years in charge of the Clarets. Both sides could go 6th with a win. Chance here, half chance for Hendrick, left foot wide of the target. Hooks it back in there. Chance for Barnes to jump with Elliott. The keeper looked tall and see. Nice touch on from Yosselu. Chance here. Good save, Nick Cole. Jack Court with a chance. Got deflected and over. Oh, I thought it came up a Newcastle player. Gumson take his man on. Inside for Court. Saved by Elliott. Gumson to get it back in there. Chance for Hendrick. Big goal for the Clarets. Oh, Burnley have got it. Oh, a massive 3 points for Burnley. First win in the top flight against Newcastle since 1976. Jeff Hendrick with the goal.